Hi Aries. So today we're going to go ahead and do a love reading for you. This is going to be for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign. Okay, so I'm getting almost like flashing lights, like flashing yellow lights on the road, traffic lights. Let me see. At the bottom we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is an interesting energy with the world coming up here. Again, there's almost like a feeling here of, the best way to put it is kind of like the flashing yellow lights. Like you can go if you want to, you can drive through, but proceed with caution. And so with the world being the connection between the two of you, it seems like there's almost a sense here with the Two of Pentacles coming up as well. This could be something where some of you, this is that you are moving into a new cycle, which we'll see where that comes from. It could be between the two of you, but it's almost like something where, how to put that? It's kind of a feeling where you've again, you've closed something out and now we can kind of proceed, but it's not something to just rush into. So with the Ace of Cups coming up for this person too, it could be something where there's kind of a feeling of giving something a chance, okay? Giving something a chance. And I'm hearing the word ultimatum. So let's see, this person and how they're feeling about you is the Queen of Swords. And when I looked over here, I heard that word ultimatum, how they feel about you. Yeah, I'm getting that this could be something, I don't know if this is something where you have not had a connection yet with this person, or this is something where there's kind of a feeling of whether or not to give it a chance again, or whether or not to move the connection forward, because it seems like there, the world. Let me get a confirmation for this world. Where is the connection between you both here? I'm seeing the sun too, and I'm in my mind. Where is the connection here today between you and this person with the world? Because like, yeah, I keep getting with the Two of Pentacles, it's like you're either going to have an option here that's going to depend on what you decide to do with the Two of Pentacles. And yeah, here's the Fool at the bottom. So yeah, like a new start, which the World is the last card of the major arcana, and then the Fool is the first one in the major. So there's definitely like a feeling, I'm hearing the word celebration too. So it does feel like a very positive energy is coming up. It almost feels very clean, you know, the Ace of Cups, the Star, the Queen of Pentacles, the World, the Fool, like some type of new clean slate here. And so I want to connect the dots as we go to see how this relates to this connection in particular. But I definitely feel like this is something where I think for a lot of you, you're in charge right now of your future. With the Star, and how you'll kind of know too that this may connect with you, is that you've either been taking steps right now to carve your future. With the Star here too, I love this card. I love this deck actually so much. It's called the Modern Love Tarot. But you could be taking steps here to carve your future, and I feel like you are really in the driver's seat of this future. So you may be taking steps, like I said, to improve your life right now, and I feel like that could be the reference of the flashing lights. Like you do have opportunities coming in for you, but at the same time, you're wrapping up one cycle and you're about to enter into the new. So that could be where it's kind of like, you know, do I proceed? Do I move forward? But let me clarify this world. Where is the connection between you both here? Yeah, I'm seeing a snake shedding the skin too. So a lot of this connection here, the connection between you both, has either been undergoing a lot of transformation right now, which is what it feels to be. It's been undergoing a lot of changes, a lot of transformations. And as always, this will depend if it's someone that you are dating, like a new person, you both could be really in the process right now of shedding layers of your past in order to have a new start with the Judgment, or to just give this connection kind of a forward movement. I'm actually seeing the movie. It's called Enough. I think it's Jennifer Lopez in it. So I know that movie talks about abuse, so that's probably only going to be for a few people, but that may be a message somebody needs to hear. If you are going through something that you feel obviously is abusive, or even if it's just something where, you know, you've had enough of any type of treatment which is less than what you deserve, that could be what this is also saying here too, is that you are undergoing a lot of changes right now within yourself to shed layers of your past, which is quite literally here the Judgment too. So I feel like this is something where Ace of Pentacles, yeah, so see, and she's juggling 2 pentacles here. So there's definitely a feeling where it seems like it's hard to put it into words, but I'm just getting like a sense of coughing the last drop up, you know, coughing the last sort of pebble out of your system so that nothing else can interfere with your future. So this is where I do feel that there is a beautiful new beginning happening, but it feels like it's dependent on you being in charge of your future, you know, being in charge of what's next here. So let me look a little bit more and then we'll go back and clarify. But this, so the person who's coming up is connected to you. They're coming up as the Ace of Cups here in the reading. So how they're showing up is the Ace of Cups. Yeah, it definitely feels like this is something where this is someone who's willing to put work into a connection. Now, for some of you, this could be someone who you have yet to meet. That may be for a few of you, especially if you feel like you have really closed something up here with the World and the Judgment and you've walked away entirely from something. This might actually be someone in spirit who you are manifesting with the Star here too, something that you're almost calling into you. You're calling it towards you. You could even be doing things that are setting intentions for love to find you, self-love, self-improvement. And this is someone who's coming up here as wanting to almost like put the water in that cup where it has been empty before. So I do think that they have either been wanting to replenish the connection, or this is someone who you have yet to meet. And it's almost like they are on the horizon. I'm getting this as someone who could be a soulmate connection, or someone who would be very... They very much come into stability within themselves, which is why I'm kind of getting for this reading, this could be 2 people who are mirroring each other. Even if you haven't met them, or even if you do know who I'm talking about, we'll get more information as we go. But this could be somebody who has been putting a lot of work into healing, into becoming a better person, into becoming more whole within themselves, and that seems to be how they're showing up. They could be very driven financially. They could be someone who does have a high status in work, or that could even be the 2 of you. You know, it's almost like, again, you could be mirroring each other in this way. So how they're feeling about you, though, is the Queen of Swords. So what's going through their mind and their heart about you? The Queen of Swords. Yeah, it's kind of like the reference of the yellow light. This person seems to be a bit back and forth between what they think that maybe you would do, or how open or receptive you would be. 4 of Cups, and here's the Magician coming up at the bottom with Justice beneath that. 3 of Swords. Wow. So there could have been an ending here. Yeah, an ending between the 2 of you, or there was an ending in someone's life here. I do think this is someone who it almost feels like someone who is like this man in the background. Yeah, 10 of Swords. They could have been rejected by a different direction that they took. This seems to be someone for whatever reason who's confused about you, but it almost feels like confused as in what happened to us. I don't know why that is or what that means to you, but someone who could be feeling like, I don't know what happened between us. I don't know, you know, I don't know where we left things, or I don't know how you feel. It seems like somebody who feels confused about you and how you feel and kind of where you're coming from. This could be someone who wants to communicate with you, but there's this weird uncomfortability I'm getting. The Chariots. So let me get a little bit more for the connection between you both. So what is this connection exactly? Tell me a little bit more. And when I shuffle this deck too, we do have faith and prayer at the bottom. And it says surrender to the divine, praying for love, leaving a relationship up to God, forces beyond your control, and open to guidance. So that's kind of like where you have the star here too, and the world. So it seems like the whole theme of this reading is something to do with almost like leaving something up to the universe, or surrendering. It feels like a lot of you could be in the energy right now of surrender, or you may have recently surrendered something, and it feels like you doing that has really opened up many new doors for you. And it seems like a lot of, again, deep healing has been taking place is really what I keep getting here. Some of you could have even been healing around your root chakra, feeling secure, feeling safe within yourself. And it seems like this is, again, like closing out things that don't align with you. But at the same time, it helps to kind of, when you surrender, you are able to call new energies in. So yeah, so see, when I shuffled here too, we have saying goodbye, ready to let go, burn and release, cutting cords with an axe, the final straw, out with the old, in with the new, someone blocks you. So it feels like this could be, if this does resonate, this part here, this could have been a very long situation for a few of you, where you were dealing with somebody either for a long time, or you had many of these wounds for a long time. You know, it was almost something which felt like you could never get past it. You could never really overcome it here. And that's kind of where, again, the connection between the two of you is coming up, because either this is someone that you have not met and you're kind of manifesting this new love in, but you have been moving through these many cycles and changes. So tell me more about the connecting energy between the two of you with the worlds. Yeah, now they're showing me the yellow light is caution, because you may not want to go down the same road again. It's almost like if you walk down a road and you only found garbage there, why would you ever go back and turn around to that same road? So there's that feeling of like and the garbage doesn't have to be like a representation of this connection being garbage. It could be a variety of things depending on your situation. It could be that this is you going down the road of low self-worth, or you going back down the road where, you know, maybe somebody does treat you that way, or maybe it is this connection which is no longer serving you. There's just something where it feels like I'm only going to move up now. I'm only going to want this pentacle to satisfy me now because I deserve more, like that movie Enough, which is an extreme like representation of it. It doesn't have to be that, but for some of you it's definitely like something where that's what the theme of this is. So the yellow light with the Two of Pentacles could be this feeling of like, again, do I reopen this? Do I keep this open, or do I look for another path? I'm also getting to, there could be two options when it comes to either you or possibly the person connected to you. With the Queen of Pentacles here, the Queen of Swords, there could be two different pathways in the next month or two where you will have a choice to make between two people or two paths, or they could be. So we'll see a little bit more. I am seeing a very specific message here that somebody could be, their lease could be expiring, or they're moving, or it could be a divorce, or something is final. If that's the case though, it's done final. Like with the world, it's already been done. So either you've done that and you're ready to kind of either metaphorically sign like a new contract, or you are just physically doing that, or that could be even someone here connected to you. But I'm also hearing too, some of you could have had, yeah, I don't know, there's a few different things coming up here. Some of you could have had a connection with someone who you got very close to making it work, kind of. It's almost like it was so close to happening or so close to making it work. But let me see, tell me about this world. Where is the connection between you both? Yeah, there's so many random messages coming up, so I'm trying to honor them all. But lost in translation, something here about a message that was lost or was never received. That's kind of what I said over here too. I think the person who's coming up is connected to you either doesn't feel, maybe you literally did block them or you haven't been responding to them, or they feel like they can't access you. And so it's all connected here somehow to this open heart, you wanting to have an open heart, you opening to unconditional love, meeting the one. See, so this could even be one of those readings where there's two, like this could be something in spirit, which could be a new person. And this could be someone who you have left behind. But for others, it could be the same person. And it's just kind of like a feeling of someone who could be, I'm hearing wife material. So someone may see you as wife material. Again, I'll get into that, but let me just go through this first. The world, the connection between you both here. Yeah, because they keep just giving me the same message over and over, that this is for someone who you're standing in your power right now. You could be a single parent, doesn't have to be. If not a single parent, you just could really take good care of yourself. You're really in charge of your own life. You're juggling things well. And again, we have surprise meeting. The universe leads you to find love. There's the star, and manifesting quickly an abundance of opportunities and at peace. So yeah, I mean, the main theme I keep getting here is a sense of like, they're almost showing me like air conditioner too, how like on a really hot day, it feels very relieving to go into the air conditioner for some reason. So it's like a feeling of relief coming in to where you are going to be at the right place, the right time. A lot of smiles here, a lot of like lifting of your vibration. So for most of you, that's really what this feels like. And I just don't know like how that connects yet to this individual here. But if you have, because for a few of you, you may have disconnected from somebody who, you know, you didn't bring you commitment. And this is just that confirmation that you're standing tall. It's like I'm getting a lot of, especially if you're a feminine, there's something about how you're standing really tall and standing really strong within yourself right now. And this is what is leading you to an open heart. But there could be someone connected to you who feels like they either, maybe you both didn't communicate well, or there's something about like, I don't know, something to where there's like a miscommunication or the lines are not clear between you both. So I'm hearing I'm choosing myself. So yeah, a lot of that same message is coming up. I'm choosing myself. Where's this connection here? There is someone in your periphery who wishes to approach you with a love offer. Stay receptive and open for their approach. Yes, and I'm hearing it could be close to January for some of you, or something is significant about January. But yeah, there's somebody here who wants to approach you with this Ace of Cups. So I'm going to look at them in just a second here. But somebody who wishes to approach you, and this could even be something where it feels like the right place, the right time. I'm getting a specific message here for some of you, and you'll kind of know if this is for you, but if you have been working on your physical appearance, like I'm just seeing someone getting ready, like wearing clothes that make them feel attractive, shaving their legs, doing things that kind of make them feel feminine, if that's the case, or however that will connect with you. There's just something to where you're either being prepared for that right now, or you need to prepare for that, you know, not that you have to, you know, do whatever makes you feel good, but it's just like something where with the world and the star, something is manifesting for you, which you've been waiting for a long time. It's like you've been waiting for this moment for a long time in your heart, or you've been aware of it, you know, and it's like something where you're the right place, the right time. You've been taking good care of yourself. Some of you could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You don't have to be, but you definitely are someone who feels like you have your stuff together. Like you do have a lot of stability within yourself. And this is just confirming where you are within your own energy right now, that somebody needs to hear that you are making those strides forward. You are making those positive steps forward in those ways. I'm also hearing too, some of you are definitely learning how to kind of like unblock your heart, but also to balance your emotions, which has made it easier for you to attract this connection or to, make the right move moving forward here. So it definitely feels like a lot of your heart is in the right place. So we also have our logical minds can't make sense of what the heart does. Someone is overthinking, attaching to ego, and blocking out the deeper level of connection that could exist. Others may not understand the nature of this connection, but that is not important. Your journey is specific to you and your feelings are real. So let me go over to this person so we can get a little bit more information for what's going on with them to confirm this. So Spirit, can you tell me about the person who's coming up as being connected to the viewer? How are they thinking and feeling about you? Tell me a little bit more about that. How is this person thinking and feeling about the viewer? Why are they coming up here? Yeah, again, I'm seeing like smoke around the communication or smoke around clarity. Like they don't have clarity about either you, or they don't like about how you feel about them, or they just don't seem to have a whole lot of clarity right now when it comes to something to do here with communication. It's almost like this person's in, when it comes to their thoughts and feelings about you, they seem to be in, what's the word for it? Kind of like a little bit of anxiety about it. This person they have a lot of pent up words to say to you, which is why I kind of feel this is someone who could be on like a different level than you here, because this card flew out, angels are with you, which is where I feel like this is confirming that you are definitely very protected right now by your angels. And it seems like this is a lot of confirmation, again, of you moving into the right direction, you being protected. How is this person thinking and feeling about you? Queen of Swords, Four of Cups. Yeah, very much of like this back and forth energy. Somebody who feels like they could struggle with anxiety, or they could have just a lot here going on mentally within them right now. This is somebody who I'm hearing something about take your chance or fail, or should you take your chance? So they could be thinking about if they should take their chance with you. Yeah, I do think for most of you, this is what it is. They're inspired by you. They're inspired by your growth. I don't know if this is like an ex-partner who you did walk away from. For some of you, yes, that is the case here. But it also could just be that you have been disconnected from somebody for a while, and this is nothing to do with like you've been on your own journey of growth. It doesn't mean that you've walked away from them recently, unless you may have. But it seems like somebody who has been thinking that they want to take their shot. I'm hearing the name Brian or B name. But they also feel, yeah, so definitely just hit send. They want to communicate with you. This is somebody who seems to want to communicate with you. This is somebody who has a lot of sexual energy, I'm getting. I don't know. They could feel either very attracted to you sexually, or they could have some confusion within themselves, kind of about themselves, about who they are. But they definitely are, yeah, a lot of things are coming up here. Some of you specifically could have hung out with this person in a group, or you have, it feels like you definitely know them, or you definitely have been, in person with them before. And it seems like they missed something about you laughing, or missed something about how you had like a light presence about you. They seem to be remembering about you, thinking back to you, or thinking back to the memories of what you both shared together at that point. So it does seem like someone who that's how they feel right now about you. They feel like they do have a lot of regret. With the soulmate secrets here, they do have regrets about things that they didn't do correctly, and they seem to be associating that with you, with the regret that they're having. And I feel like it's almost like I kind of feel this is someone who seems to be sitting back in their, like, not receptive, but sitting back in the energy where they're not really taking proactive steps here, or they haven't before. And so it's kind of like, that's where I mentioned with this inspired by your growth. It seems like you're kind of, you may be on like a different level than them right now. How are they thinking and feeling about you? This won't be for everyone, but for some, they could have been, I'm hearing self-medicating. Justice and the King of Cups with the Five of Pentacles. They could have had some addiction problems. If you are aware of that, if you know about that, they could be a water sign. They don't have to be. But this is someone who I feel they have like, yeah, a lot of like mixed up stuff going on inside. It's almost like someone who may be very mentally conflicted, but also very emotionally conflicted. They may even be seeing a therapist for a few people, but if not, they just feel that they are, I don't know how even to put it into words. It almost feels like someone who just has a string of sort of like a yarn that is all bent into different directions in their own heart about you, and they don't know how to like handle it, or how to deal with it, how to cope with it. They feel like there's someone who they want to talk with you. With the King of Cups here, it's hard to put this person's energy into words. They're kind of like somebody who, on a deep level, they know kind of how they feel about you. They know how they feel about you, but they don't know how to go about it. It feels like this person could have lied about something in the past for a few of you, and it's almost like they understand now what they did wrong, or they understand on a deep level like that something was not right with the Justice. They didn't either treat you right, or they didn't do things correctly in this connection the way that you deserved them to be for you. And it feels like this is someone who might be turning the light on with the Ace of Cups, and that could definitely be why that's coming up. Somebody who's turning the light on in their heart, again, after it being maybe closed off for some time. They seem to be definitely, for some, they could be lurking your social media, I'm hearing. So they could be trying to look for information about you, or trying to see what you're up to. It definitely just seems like with this here, and the Nine of Swords is coming up as well. So they have it almost feels like this is somebody who's had a hard time with their pride in the past when it comes to admitting how they feel, but it seems like they're getting to a point where it's almost like they kind of feel more open to that idea of expressing how they feel, of opening up emotionally a little bit more. And someone could live somewhere where there's a lot of mountains, I'm hearing as well. But yeah, they feel like they're getting closer to like, there's also another thing coming up here where some of them, if they were in another connection, or if they went down a different route, it sort of put things into perspective for them with the Justice. It kind of made them realize things, or it put things into perspective about you, about your connection, about how they treated you. And even if it's not something to where you are wanting to be involved with them, it's just kind of coming up as justice for you and for the situation to be balanced, which is probably why the World came up here too, because it feels like something where this whole thing could be mirrored between the two of you. And they feel energetically inspired by you, even if you're not like together. They do feel energetically inspired by you and the growth that you've been doing, because it seems like you've been doing a lot of growth here. And again, I am getting for specific people out there, they could have entered into another relationship, or they could have been involved with something else. And I want to see a little bit more, but there's something about that keeps coming up, that they either didn't, it wasn't what it appeared to be, or with the Four of Cups here, they seem to be, they could have even have self-sabotaged that connection because of their own lack of stability within themselves emotionally. So that's kind of where I'm getting a whole, like, again, like that jumble of like energy within them, because they are trying to sort out and sort of connect the dots with everything right now, including you, if there was something else involved, and just like everything. And that's kind of where this King of Cups and the Justice either feels to me like they are seeing like a counselor and they are helping them to sort out their emotions, or even like an addiction counselor, just for a few of you. Or if not, they are doing just their own level of self-reflection and seeing you now in a different light when you're gone. So with the Queen of Swords, you definitely may have decided to end things, okay, or you'd have just walked away. And energetically speaking, when you've done that, which I know has come up in the last, I think the last two readings, but this one feels more like solid in that. It feels more like that's a final thing. So either, again, that's like energetically speaking, where you have finally put to rest those own snakes of your past, of that road that led to garbage, and you have taken back your own power, seen your own worth, and it's energetically kind of balancing out the scales for them to see you in that light as well. And I keep seeing someone like on their phone scrolling or going back and forth, like this, kind of like this image here. So maybe thinking about, should I send, should I say something, should I do that? So we have Fool's Gold and we have Lust Bound, Leather, Partnership. Yeah, so how are they feeling about you here? Yeah, so it's that connection here to, like I said, for some, they found fool's gold elsewhere. That what they entered into or what they did, and it doesn't have to be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be some maybe even path that they went down, which could have been more just something that led to like an emotional unfulfillment, if that's a word, or an emotion, like it didn't fulfill them emotionally. And they may have, that could be, that's what the part of the Justice is in the King of Cups. This person has a lot of issues being open and vulnerable, which has led them into this situation. So I don't know, that could be the case for some of you where they did, it's about something else. For others of you, it's almost like a feeling where they saw you in a light that wasn't who you really were at the time. With the Fool's Gold and the Lustbound, again, like I said, they could have been very sexually attracted to you for some of you, or very lust-driven in general. They could have just been fueled by that. And it's almost like something with the Justice and the King of Cups put things into perspective for them about like, almost like, this was right, this was wrong. This was what I was seeing right, this is what I was seeing wrong. And they're kind of like going through mental and emotional healing within themselves in order to sort of rectify the things that they sought after, which were not real, so to speak, or also the version of you that they saw you as. I hope that makes sense. There's something like that I'm getting here where it definitely just feels like it's like I'm seeing a bottle of poison too. So they may have even like, I don't know, it's hard to explain this here. Let me see, how are they coming up in general with the Ace of Cups? Why are they showing up as the Ace of Cups? Why are they showing up in general as the Ace of Cups? Yeah, because I'm being drawn to say that Ace of Cups is this offer that wants to approach you. It feels almost like something where I'm getting like a coffee date or something. King of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands. Oh, Page of Swords. Where did that come from? That was weird. I thought that was the King of Pentacles. I guess it flew out with that. So Page of Swords, Seven of Wands, the King of Pentacles. Why are they coming up as the Ace of Cups overall? I'm getting my stuff together, I'm hearing. So they're saying that here with the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it definitely feels that way. It feels like this is someone who they could even, like I said, be focusing on work or career. For a few of you, it could be two different people. So if that feels more like it's your story, then take that. I will get a few message cards from them to see how they're feeling about you, just to kind of confirm what they want with you moving forward. Because for some of you, it's someone who is getting their stuff together with the King of Pentacles, and they're wanting to, like, I'm hearing proudly show off. So they could be wanting to proudly show something off about like what they've accomplished or what they've created for their life. But that would probably be the case if they have done a lot of healing work and done a lot of changes within themselves. That could be where they're coming in here, and they have sort of been wanting to, it feels like okay, for a few of you, they want to deliver something to you, again, communication or a message, but they feel like there's this barricade in the way with the Seven of Wands. They feel like they can't quite get to you. And then for a few other people, this could be, especially if there's a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn who is like someone new who has entered your life recently and you know that, or you are completely done here with this other person, there could be someone new in spirit who is maybe they like you, maybe they don't even know you yet, but they are someone who is kind of becoming more balanced, or they're just a balanced person in general. And it feels like that could be with the counterpart here, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. I'm hearing something about I won't leave. So it seems like someone who wants to have the intention of like not abandoning someone. So someone who can offer more of a stable relationship. Before I actually look a little bit at that a little bit more, I want to get the messages from this person to you, just because I want to confirm this person here with the Queen of Swords. What is this person thinking and feeling about you? What's going through their mind and their heart about you? Yeah, I'm seeing someone like bang their head against the wall, you know, or put their face or put their hand to their head and just kind of like say that they were a fool. We have I don't react when people mention you. So that's that energy too, where I feel like this is someone who has a hard time like being honest about how they feel, which is where I'm getting with this King of Cups and the Justice. It's that hard energy to explain because they feel confused, or they feel it's like they don't really admit openly like how they feel, or they don't show that. They could even hide how they feel to other people. They don't tell other people how they really do feel about you. And if you did, for some of you, if you did block them or walk away from them, or even if they did that to you, there's something where with the Four of Cups here, the people around them, they don't actually feel like they don't actually feel connected to these people, or they also feel like they are pretending to sort of be someone that they're not. So they have a lot of stuff going on here. What are they feeling about you? What is this person thinking and feeling about you? Yeah, I was just gonna say, this person feels like they have a connection to you that they have not found before. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. Something about if you were, again, like physically intimate, or even if it was just like cuddling, you know, it's something to where they feel connected to you on a level to where you were very special to them always, but they didn't like show that, or they didn't express that, or they lost you. And it's like with the Queen of Swords here, they feel so distant to you now, or they feel like there's this sense of like, it's almost like a buried emotion about you, a buried emotion about how they do feel for you. Yeah, I hid from you who I really am is at the bottom. I regret lying to you. So that's what I said here too with the Justice and the King of Cups. They definitely are someone who they could have hid various things depending on your story. It could have been something more connected to like their own issues. It could have been that they did have addiction issues, or it could have just been that they had like a lot of problems within themselves that they didn't show, or they didn't want like to come across as someone who had a lot of problems. They could have even like been like this character here, you know, having a lot of anxiety. They could be up at night a lot. They could have insomnia even. And it feels like they could have kept you lingering for a while. For some of you, they could have sort of in a way led you on, but it's more of like they didn't, yeah, I don't know what their issue is. They just, let me see. We have, I wonder if you were happy without me. I wish I could share my good news with you. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. You speak to me through music. So with this Justice and the King of Cups, that is the spiritual lesson. And it's almost given me, depending on your situation. For some of you, this is just someone that you had a separation with for a while, but you don't really have interest in like being back together. And I will look at the outcome, and we will look more in the extended at them, because it almost feels for some, it could be more of like, there may not be a whole lot of action with that. And that actually could be now where I said the yellow lights, like with the Two of Pentacles. Is this something that I should reopen again? I could if I wanted to, and they could be saying this too, but I should probably proceed with caution. I'm not just going to see it as a green light. I don't see it as a red light, but I see it as like a yellow light. And again, we'll look and see what they're going to do here, or if it's anything that will be worth, you know, the future. But it seems like at the very least, this is someone who wonders a lot about you, and they do feel that there is regret there. They do feel like there is a sense of like, I should have done things differently with the Justice, the King of Cups, and they have acknowledged that within. They have undergone some level of, again, like either therapy or just things have happened which have put things into perspective for them. So I definitely think that that's what this is speaking to here. They almost like wish they could share it with you. So that was kind of the energy I was getting with the King of Cups, and the just hit send could even be somebody, it depends. Again, for some, this will be a long separation. For a few of you, could be a like a twin flame separation for some. And they wish almost that sometimes they could like message you and explain how much they've grown, or tell you so that they can get it off their own chest. You know, I think they have a lot of heaviness in their own heart about you and about this connection, and about, again, like what they did or didn't do. And so they almost wish they could, maybe it's like closure, it could even be closure. It could be a little bit of, again, I don't really know what they want here. It kind of feels like it's something where they don't even know what they want maybe, but they're just feeling these things right now. And this card did fly out too. This others may not understand this connection. So with the Justice here too, that could be a part of it, that maybe there is even other people's involvement with this card here. I don't react when people mention you. And I think this person has really hung on tightly to ego. So they actually have sabotaged this connection in the past, or recently, if it's someone that you were just recently dealing with. They sabotaged the connection in the past because they were hanging on too tightly to ego. And that's where with the Four of Cups here, I see that they have stuffed a lot of these emotions down with the Four of Cups. They have run into a brick wall kind of within their own life and in their own heart for you. And it's like that brick wall has led them to a realization of, I should have done things differently. I should have reacted differently. I should have treated you differently. I should have. So yeah, it's just somebody who I feel like I think that their higher self is coming up here too, to say a lot of these things. You know I crossed the line with you. I feel you even though we are apart. Like they do feel like they don't maybe even have a chance with you again. Or maybe there's circumstances to why you shouldn't be together. That could be for a few of you, or I don't know what it is. It just feels like there's something which feels kind of distant here about it, even though you do feel each other. And for some of you, I am getting this person did maybe have a lot of, could have had a lot of other romantic options. Or again, with the Four of Cups, they may have thought like, I guess you can say they thought the grass was greener on the other side, but they also may have thought like everything in life is, like their perspective was not caring about other people, but just doing kind of what brings you instant gratification, what brings them that kind of feeling. And so I think that they may have hurt you and hurt a lot of people in that process because they were very self-absorbed. So yeah, with that Ace of Cups here and the Page of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and how they're showing up, I do think that for some of you, that is the case. They do want to communicate with you with the Page of Swords. And I think that, like I said, it's kind of a feeling of they do want to communicate, but there's something blocking them too. So I don't know if they're actually going to do it or if it's more of like a mental thought that they should do it, but they also still have like some ego. And they also, on top of that, could feel like there's some like intangible force here of not feeling that it would be the right thing to do, or not feeling that there's something which feels like I shouldn't do it, or should I do it? Should I not do it? Again, like the yellow light. I don't know what that is, but there's like a feeling of that. Let me just see here a little bit more and then we'll look at the outcome. We have soulmates. So it could be a soulmate. We have I miss you. I'm hearing that song, Take Me Back to the Night We Met. I forgot who sings it. Finances are a problem. At the bottom, we have I don't know what I want. So with the King of Pentacles, that could be something in relation to their finances too. That with the Five of Pentacles here too, and the King of Pentacles, they could be, for some specifically, they could be moving through a big change right now too. Since we have the World coming up, I think that depending on, again, who it is, if it's the two of you and you already had a connection, then, you know, maybe you're both moving through changes because you were together in a long-term connection. But I think that it can also be something more about like, they could just be moving through changes which are making them feel kind of like, again, their heart is opening, but they're trying to put a lid on it. Like their heart, they're trying to sort of keep it from bubbling to the surface. They're trying to say like, now is not the right time. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know if it's a good timing right now. Like they're trying to sort of think like that because of maybe practical concerns that they have, which is why I feel like this is a confirmation that a lot of you, this is what they're feeling about you, but like the action behind it is lagging in the 3D, I feel. We have I am so sorry. So yeah, they do feel very regretful. I think they do feel very sorry for the way that they treated you and how they hurt you. I don't know what I want, again, here coming up. I want to work things out. So yeah, there's like, I don't know what I want, but I want to work things out. And that's the yellow light reference. So it's kind of like the theme of this reading feels like a yellow traffic light, because they know that I kind of like, I want to go forward here, but like, I got to be cautious. If the car is coming, I have to be cautious. If it's not like I'm closed off to it. It's not like it's a green light either. It's not like it's a red light. It's just like, I don't know. They're very perplexed here. Like they miss you and they want to share this news with you almost. Like I want to share that I have changed, or I want to share that maybe I'm becoming a better person. And for some of you, if it's something like specific to where you were very close, you know, they may want to share something about their problems even, or finances, or they may want to share something more practical, not just like that they miss you, but something more about like, just kind of being close to you in a way, because I just feel like there's a barricade that other people don't understand the connection, or they don't think that other people would understand the connection. It's like a frustration here for sure that I feel about this whole thing. reminiscing. I feel terrible for hurting you. I pulled away because I am overwhelmed with all of the things going on in my life. I can see myself with you in the future. So yeah. And if this is something where it's not like a long separation, you can just take it that way too, because if that's the case, you may have had like a very instant connection, but they pulled away because of finances, I feel, other issues and problems that they have going on. And they're saying again, like with the yellow light, that I can see myself with you. I want to be able to balance like the emotions in the background so that I can proceed here with you. So it's like they do want to work things out. I do think this is somebody who is not going to give up on the idea that this could work out in the future. So I'm going to look here and see what the potential outcome is. And then in the extended, I'm going to go ahead and look a little bit more about I'm going to look a little bit more and see what it is that they want to say to you, since they seem to be wanting to say something to you. If they were to communicate with you, what would they say? I'm going to see what they are intending towards you, maybe a little bit about what they're hiding or what they did hide from you. And then I think for this reading, I'm going to look a little bit at you here a bit more, because with the star too, I think that that's a big part of the reading for you too. But we'll kind of look at a variety of different things in the extended. But let me go ahead and see here, what is the potential outcome? And a few more of their feelings too, I think we'll look at too. So the Two of Pentacles, and then we'll pull from the bowl at the end. So, Spirit, what is the outcome of this connection with the Two of Pentacles between you and this person the next 1 to 2 months? What is the outcome here? Two of Pentacles. Some of you are, I think I said before too, in charge kind of the situation. So it may not be for all of you, but for some, you could either receive a message or you already have, but it's almost like you're going to be deciding what you want. You may have to decide, do I really want this or not? That could be energetic too. You may be just right now kind of going through a bit of the feelings of, do I really want to explore this connection further? Do I really want to give this person another chance? If they did contact me, do I even want to give them a chance? So it's kind of like a lot of that going on here, I feel. Because again, I think this is somebody who feels like they do seem to have some type of, even though they don't know what they want, they have some weird security about that they do want something with you. We have the Wheel of Fortune. What is the outcome here between you both? Two of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. But yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Pentacles, it feels like a lot of back and forth though. Ace of Wands, Three of Swords at the bottom. Yeah, there's so much. It's really just kind of lingering in the air right now, because with the Three of Swords, this represents any heartbreak that has happened between the two of you in the past, or even just heartbreak that you are healing. It could even be heartbreak or the sort of realizations in a way that they've been having are like in limbo right now with the potential new beginning, if that makes sense. Almost like, again, the yellow light is the best way to put it. It's like, I kind of want to go down this path, but should I? So it feels like that's where things stand right now. And the pain kind of this Three of Swords is beginning to dwindle for you and for them. Almost like kind of the last shard of glass has been cleaned up, you know? So it's now like, now I'm just trying to juggle the idea of what's next sort of feeling, which can mirror between you both. Especially if it's, or not especially, but for a few of you, if it's something fresh, where you had like a fresh breakup, it would make more sense if you're kind of right now like deciding, should I get back together with them or not? Or should we get back together? And in that case, it feels like you could also be thinking in terms of like, let's give it a little bit of time to see how I feel. But it can also be that if this is something where it's been like a longer separation, again, you seem to have already gone past this though. Like you seem to already be on a new wavelength. They could be just now feeling the effects of this shattered mirror more than ever. And reminiscing about it, thinking back to the past, even putting the pieces together with other connections if that's the case, or putting pieces together with like just who they are, and being in that limbo state of desiring you. It feels like, again, there could be a lot of maybe even physical desire. What is the outcome here between you both? Yeah, dreaming of you. But I'm seeing somebody talk and what they wanted to say originally comes out completely different. So that could be what actually could happen, or that's just like what they're thinking. There's so much like mental chaos going on, a little bit of emotional chaos. So sort of like they may have a plan of like what they want to say to you, or if it is somebody who you're in contact with still, or if you see each other on a regular basis, there's like a feeling where they have like a plan of what they want to say, and then it just becomes like a whole different language almost. Like it doesn't translate to what's in their heart. So they do feel confused in that way. We have promise. What is the outcome here between you both? What I'm hearing, the window is open, stars align, favorable outcome, and dreaming of you. Like I said a few times, I feel like a lot of you are really in charge here of your future. So it highly depends on what you want, because it feels like we have stars and the stars. So a lot of stars are aligning in general for you, but I do think that you have this, integrity about you that maybe you didn't have before with the world and the snake shedding the skin. So it's like you are possibly, some of you even torn between two people, or just torn between, should I date others and move on, or again, should I give this a chance? So a lot of like that back and forth. So it's hard to say what will happen, because it seems like it's kind of like an open thing here. But give me one more, Spirit. What is the outcome between you both? There's a lot of activation though around the sacral chakra, so you may even just feel more creative, more inspired, even more some type of like new doors opening, which feels like it has a whole lot of treasure in it, so it's kind of like I feel good things are coming. What's the outcome here with the Two of Pentacles between you both? What is the final message here, Spirit, to summarize this? This person has cropped back up in your mind recently because they've been thinking about you. When you feel a sudden urge to reach out, it may not be your own energy. Yeah. So that's definitely confirmed here, especially if it's, or not especially, I keep saying especially, if it's, depends, because somebody will be in different spaces in this situation, but it could be a long separation and you're just wondering like, why do I think about this person, or why are they cropping up? And there's a difference between it coming from your ego and coming from your intuition. So if you do have truly a spiritual connection and you know that it was mutual at some point, then you will know how that feels, because it's like an intuitive heart tug that it's not coming from like a codependent place, it's coming from the energetic connection between two people. So if that is you and you've been experiencing that, that is what is going on here, is that they are tugging on you and they have been thinking a lot about you. So if you've been thinking like, should I reach out to them? Should I say something? It's completely mirrored here between you both. The songs and signs that you've been receiving are reminding you that you are in alignment with an important message about your person or situation. Tune in and follow the guidance. Do not attach yourself to labels about this connection, for it is in letting go and trusting your higher self that you will find the answer you're seeking. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, again, it's very important to listen to your intuition right now, because a lot of you do know intuitively what's going on. If this does connect with you, you seem to be in a pretty strong alignment right now. So if you don't really feel that way, it's probably not for you, the reading, because it seems like you feel yourself becoming in alignment with either this connection, if that's what you want, or just like in general, you're coming back into alignment with like yourself, and you're coming back into alignment with a favorable outcome that you really want in your soul. So whatever you kind of want to manifest in love, you have the power to create that right now. So pay attention to any signs, songs that you're receiving as well. So I'm going to pull from the bowl, and then we will go over to the extended if you're interested in joining over there. So let's go ahead and do this here. These do not have to resonate. These are only going to be specific for specific people. If they don't connect with you, no worries. It doesn't mean that it's not for you. It's just going to be for a few people. And it can be kind of loud when I shuffle, so you may want to turn down the volume. Okay, so starting with names, we have Taylor, Jenny, Peggy, Destiny, Grace, Vernita, Monica, Adeline, Emery, this name here, Miguel, Pam, oops, I dropped one, Angela, Kristen with a Y, Mohammed, Barbara, Lara, Valerie, Elna, Stevie, Tamara, Thomas, Tanisha, Ira, Lori, Darlene, Claudia, Karina, Paul, Sharon with a Y, Aaron, Alexander, Claire, Yawanda, Ashley, LaDonna, Teresa, Marina, and Sabrina. And then we have here Mexico, Utah, South Korea, Seattle, Louisiana, Bristol, And then we have veterinarian. Someone could be a veterinarian. Psychic reader. You could be a psychic reader, or they could be mechanic. Capricorn rising. Taurus rising. Yeah, a lot of earth in this reading. And life path number 2. Oh, and let me grab the one that flew in the ground. Okay, it's the name Zach. So I will go over to the extended. I hope that this reading could help. Definitely let me know if you'd like how this connected with you. And if you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel so much. And if you are interested in the extended, it is down below in the description box. And thank you so much for joining, and I will see you over there. And if not, take care, and I will talk to you next time. Lots of love.